It's beginning to look a lot like North Korea because Trump might finally, at long last, get the wildly expensive military parade he's always dreamed of, and for his stupid birthday of all things. During his first term in 2018, if you've forgotten this, Trump wanted a grandiose military parade on the streets of DC to honor him. But Trump angrily and reluctantly canceled his plans after military leaders said it would cost $92 million, and after district officials complained that heavy military equipment, tanks and planes included, would tear up the roadways and cost $21 million just for parade public safety. So to be clear, back in 2018, it was gonna cost nearly $100 million. I think everything's pretty much cheaper than it was back then, so it's probably better now. But anyway, he literally wanted to have like mobile rocket launchers and tanks and planes and military transports and soldiers, all that. Like the most North Korea, China military parade imaginable. That's what he wanted, to honor himself. And they're gonna say it costs too much. I guess I won't do it. Well, now he's waited long enough and it needs to happen. So he has taken Saturday, June 14th, they say they're gonna do this. It's the 205th anniversary of the US Army, but more importantly, it's his 79th birthday, and he's finally gonna get his military parade. He wants it to stretch almost 4 miles from the Pentagon in Arlington to the White House. 4 miles of tanks and personnel carriers and rocket launchers and artillery and all of that. And according to the Arlington County Board chair asked about this, this is Takis Karantanis, who says, it's not clear to me what the scope of a parade would be, but I would hope the federal government remains sensitive to the pain and concerns of numerous military veteran residents who have lost or might lose their jobs in recent federal decisions as they reflect on how best to celebrate the Army's anniversary. And that's a pretty good point, because they've been firing tons of people from the VA, from different areas of the government, many of them of vets. See, we can't afford to have those people anymore, so we've canned them, we've sent them packing, okay? But we might spend more than $100 million so Donald Trump can look out and see people goose stepping in his honor, JR. What do you think?
This guy, they say that Donald Trump lives in the 70s and 60s when it comes to his economic outlook and the way he approaches all this stuff, specifically tariffs, I guess. He lives this way when it comes to his dictatorial worldview, like probably in the 80s. He feels like he's North Korea. It's like he did put all this military artillery in the streets and roll tanks down the streets. And by the way, I believe you pointed out, one of those costs is repairing the streets that you've destroyed with military tanks and huge arsenals of weapons, just so this guy can stand there and act like people like him. Because bro, that's June. We got protests in the streets in major cities right now in April. Imagine by then the degree of the amount of anger and hate that's gonna have to be flowing for so many people to want to even show up for this type of thing. And the people who show up are gonna be there giving him the middle finger that he's not gonna want to also have televised either. So they can then say, it was the biggest parade of all time. 10 million people showed up. There was about 20 million middle fingers because each person has 2 hands. It's just rolling down the street, destroying the city so that you can then pat yourself on the back for screwing things up. The detachment from reality and detachment from actual American values and people that he says he's gonna be making everything great immediately for is so far from normal. But no one asks that question. Just ask the next person, be like, what does this do for you? Are you okay with that $92 million coming out of your pocket? I'm sorry, about $111 and $12 million coming out of your pocket for this?
Inflation.
Just wonder if they're on that. And if they wanna celebrate this guy destroying your life. What are we celebrating again? God, this guy's so full of himself. I get the feeling that he might not want to do it. At that point, there's way too many people that have other plans.
I mean, look, they stopped him the last time, but I mean, he's only got a couple years left, and this is apparently on his bucket list. Doesn't matter what it costs, doesn't matter how it destroys the roads or whatever. He wants it. It's gonna, like, he makes the comparison to these other historic regimes so easy, but like, it's not by accident. Yep. He looks it up to those regimes. That's what he wants, and his most dedicated followers do too. They want him to be snapping Hitler salutes. They want the iconic imagery, the banners and all that behind him. Not all of them, but some people do. And so he's gonna deliver it with the tanks and all that. It's absolutely gross and super wasteful.